Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Need a new car? Guess what? The VA does have an automobile allowance and adaptive equipment. So I wanted to read through this for you so you're aware. The big thing really, truly here is, look, it's a many hands light work situation, right? We need to inform each other because the government does a pretty crappy job of informing us. So it's up to us to take care of each other. I say it all the time. Now, what we need to do is hit the thumbs up and let the video run. That is truly what helps to get this information into the hands of our brothers and sisters. Because without us doing that, we have our brothers and sisters that would qualify for something like the automobile allowance not aware. So let's jump into it here and get moving on. I'm going to read this to you, go through some of the criteria and the numbers, and I'm happy to do it. So please, again, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel another way, consider being a member. You can do so by going to the home page of the channel. There is a highlighted members section, and somewhere near that, there's a join button. It's just a way to support the channel, and it helps me to find you quicker in the comments. All right, VA Automobile Allowance and Adaptive Equipment. Do you have a disability related to your military service, okay, service-connected condition, that prevents you from driving? If you do, you may be eligible to get disability compensation or benefits. Now, I'm going to stop there. The condition that you have that's service-connected today might not prevent you from driving, but what if it gets worse over time, and now it does? It's good to know about this type of stuff. Also, you might know a neighbor, a friend, a colleague, somebody else, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, whatever, right? It's about knowing what's out there and sharing the information. All right, moving on. Am I eligible for disability benefits from VA? Now, the way they do this is always funny. They always say that, but it's specific to this subject. So disability benefits, often we always, in our mind, shift to compensation. That's not what they're talking about here. They're talking about this automobile allowance and adaptive equipment. All right, moving on. You may be eligible for disability benefits if you have a disability that's related to your service called a service-connected disability, and that includes at least one of these conditions. Okay, there are 6 bullet points here. Must be one of these. Doesn't need to be all. Doesn't need to be 2. At least 1. So it says at least one of these must be true of you. You have loss or permanent loss of use of one or both feet. Should just say at least 1 foot, but whatever. The next bullet, bullet number 2, you have loss or permanent loss of one or both hands. Number 3, you have permanent decreased vision in both eyes, 20/200 vision or less in your better eye with glasses, or greater than 20/200 vision, but with visual field defect that has reduced your peripheral vision to 20 degrees or less in your better eye. Okay, look, I'm not an ophthalmologist, I'm not an optometrist, I'm not an optician, I'm none of those things, right? So I'm not in the eye world. But it sounds like they're talking about people that can't see very good under the automobile adaptive. I don't really know. I mean, maybe somebody could shed a little light and clear that up for me on how bad that would be, and maybe how that would hamper driving and how you would correct that to be able to drive. I don't know. So, all right, moving on. What is it? 4. Bullet point number 4. You have a severe burn injury, or you have ALS, or you have ankylosing in one or both knees or hips. So that's kind of like an arthritis, right? So, for example, I have ankylosing spondylitis, and I know it's in my back. It's probably in my hips. I don't know. I feel it. So let's move on. So who's covered? Veterans and service members. What kind of disability benefits can I get? 2 bullet points here. A one-time payment to help you buy a specially equipped vehicle. Outstanding. Number 2, second bullet point. In some situations, 1 or more adaptive equipment grants to change a vehicle so it has features like power steering, brakes, seats, windows, or lift equipment to help you get into and out of the vehicle. So, again, I'll use me as the example. Maybe today my ankylosing spondylitis in my back and hips isn't necessarily preventing me from driving, the getting in and out. It's not the greatest situation. The longer you drive, the more you're kind of, stuck in that position. But in 20, 30 years, where am I going to be? Is that going to be something that I might need to take advantage of? It's good to know that it's there. All right, moving on. How do I get these benefits? You'll need to file a claim for disability compensation and get our approval letter before buying a vehicle or adaptive equipment. In other words, get approved first. Don't go buy it and then ask for reimbursement. You can apply for and use either grant before or after military discharge. When you file, you'll need to show that your disability is service-connected or treated as if service-connected under the 38 U.S.C. 1151. For the one-time payment to help you buy a specially equipped vehicle, you'll need to fill out an application for automobile or other conveyance and adaptive equipment. That is VA Form 214502, 21-4502. Number 2, it says the VA, will pay the vehicle seller directly. They're not going to give you the money. They're going to give the seller the money. So if it's at a dealership, they're going to pay the dealership. Next one, for the adaptive equipment grant, if you apply for adaptive equipment only, you'll need to fill out an application adaptive equipment motor vehicle form, which is the 10-1394. They may pay you or they may pay the equipment seller directly. So that is important information. So in the event that you are in a situation to where you need to file a claim for that type of assistance, getting a vehicle grant, you can do so. Follow the information. My opinion or my suggestion is always, absolutely, reach out to your local accredited VA representative and ask them if they can help you with that, which they would. And that will ensure that you get that second set of eyes on the VA car grant application and make sure that everything is done correctly. As far as the amount is concerned, I believe, let's see here. So it says here on the VA's website, the dollar amount. If you have a service-connected disability that prevents you from driving, we may pay up to $25,603.02 toward a specially equipped vehicle for you. So, good information to have. All right, with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.